You're watching Ernie's Open House.
Hey, welcome to Ernie's Open House, and as you can tell, we're not at the house tonight. We are at work, and I'm going to give you a special behind-the-scenes look at the way it works.
Hurry up. Come on, makeup's waiting. Let's go.
Come on, Ernie.
5 minutes there. Come on. Jeez. Don't wave me. You come in here late. What are you doing?
Then it's on to the studio, and here we are, beautiful TNT Arena. And we have probably the best crew in the television business, and they're folks who just love spending their Thursday nights right here.
And what am I saying? Ernie Johnson is one of the best hosts I've ever worked with in the business. I've been doing this 19 years and there's none any better.
He's so attractive that it's so easy to shoot him. I really love working with him.
Pretty amazing that he's really smooth. He just never seems to stumble over any words whatsoever.
I've never ever heard my friend EJ give out a wrong stat. Actually, EJ, if you could just move your hand there.
Hey, I'm responsible for sending EJ all his shot sheets, and this guy cuts all his highlights, and we mess up intentionally just to see how good he is. He's so good, he just goes right with it. So, I don't know. I mean, he's the best.
EJ's the best.
Ernie Johnson's the greatest.
Ernie is the best at what he does.
Ernie Johnson, he's the greatest.
I've seen Ernie do tennis.
Ernie Johnson, he's the greatest down there.
I've seen Ernie do golf.
Nobody better than EJ in this world.
I think he's the most underrated person at TNT. It was more than that. I'm not going to a strip joint. I don't need all them ones.
Thanks, sir.
He's really good. And, I mean, it's great. I can look at him all day.
Have I told you how well he really does his job?
So that's going to do it for this edition of Ernie's Open House. I hope you enjoyed meeting the members of the crew, and that's all we have time for. And besides, I'm out of money.
Can I get some more?
What does the green flag mean to you?
Let's go.
Katrina, as most of you know, has become a monster of a hurricane.
We are facing a storm that most of us have feared.
Watching on television is like you're watching a bad movie.
Right. Unbelievable.
It truly was. I mean, we sat stunned, and then everybody just started to cry because we knew, you know, we wouldn't be. I mean, my sister said this, and as we were sitting in the hotel room, you know, she was like, we ain't going home for a long time.
Can you give me an example of how deep the water was for the people?
15 to 18 feet above most of these structures, unless it's an upstairs structure.
Wow.
Above most of these structures.
That's unbelievable. So the water was above our head right now?
Yes.
And it sat.
Yes, and it sat. The water sat and sat, and it deteriorated the houses. It destroyed a lot of housing stock, and that was a big concern for people. So a lot of devastation you see is not simply about the water that came. It was about the water that sat.
Unbelievable.
It belongs across the street.
The house or the car?
The house belongs across the street. I think the car belongs to this lady right here. But the house belongs to the neighbor across the street.
Wow. What's the one thing you like to say to people as far as coming back here? And what's the one thing you like to say to the city government?
To the folk out there in the diaspora, particularly because I am a Lower Ninth Ward child, for those out there who are afraid, the Lower Ninth Ward residents who are afraid to come home, our residents are returning. We have to be pioneers in our own community. Come home.
Do you think, in your heart of hearts, this community gonna make it?
This community has to make it. This community will make it.